You have a date, but you haven't heard from him. You have a date, but you have no communication, so you're wondering what's the deal. If you don't hear from him, you might think, oh, well, I should reach out. No, you absolutely would never and will never ever do that ever again. This is just the tip with Taylor Television, where I share tips, life hacks, my best tips for life so that you don't have to learn them the hard way like I did. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you found me. If you're returning, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. I'm your host, Taylor. I want to share everything I know with you guys to help you build a life that you love. I've got tips for like almost every single thing. I'm super smart and I've seen a lot of shit. Today's a dating tip. All right, stay tuned until the end where I tell you the story about what happened to me today that made me need to use this tip. And then I'm also going to tell you the story about the time when I ignored this tip and I got into a really bad situation. All these tips are based on something that's happening in my real life at that given moment. I'm learning about life every day. I didn't know. I'm documenting my journey from a life I hated to a life I loved, so you can follow along and do what I did, and you can also get a life that you love. I was being abused by my fiance. Yeah. And we broke up and I started my life all over fresh. So this whole channel is documenting everything I've done to take my life from the worst place it's ever been to the best place it's ever been. I'm going to be a famous YouTuber, so it's going to be awesome. And you guys can see how I did it from the start. Dating's wild and these guys are out of control. I don't mean to generalize or stereotype, but these men are very disrespectful, even to a beautiful girl, which isn't ideal for us women. One of my favorite YouTubers is a girl named Manifestel, and she talks about how we need to reset the dating market. We need to stop letting guys get away with the dumb stuff that they do, and we need to hold them accountable to act like real men. Every time we do that, we're resetting the dating market, okay? A shitty, weak man thing, that's pretty common in the dating scene, right? You have a date, but you haven't heard from him. A respectful man will contact you to confirm it if the date's at night by lunchtime. Okay? If you don't hear from him, do you reach out to him? You might think, oh, well, I should reach out and hit him up and be like,
hey, are we still on for tonight?
no. You absolutely would never and will never ever do that ever again. That's not what you do at all. If you have no communication by lunchtime for a dinner time date, what are you doing? Nothing. You don't need to ask him, are we on? Are we off? Because you're off because you decided the date's off. Because you decided that. You're off because you decided that because no communication, okay? So if a guy is serious about spending time with you, they will confirm with you in the morning and make sure that you're both clear because they actually want to see you, so they want to make sure you're both clear on the plan. And someone who respects your time wants to make sure that you have enough time to get ready, this and that. And if you want to ask, like,
Well, why does the guy have to be the one to reach out to me? Why does the guy have to be the one to plan the date?
because that's the way that the world works. You're beautiful. You're a woman. He should be so grateful that you are going to take the time to even go out with him. Women have a lot of stuff they need to do before a date, and women also carry more of like the child care and housework burden of a home. So women need to know the details of the date in order to shower, do their hair, get ready. And the guy, I mean, I'm almost 40, so a man in his 30s and 40s who doesn't understand that a girl would need some heads up about the plan is too immature for you to be dating, and he doesn't respect your time. And if he hits you up, here's another one. So you have a date, they didn't confirm it, right? So I was supposed to have a date this afternoon, and he asked me what I was up to at around 11, and then at 4:30 in the afternoon, and we were supposed to hang out around 3 o'clock. First of all, when I asked him yesterday about the plans, he was non-committal. He wouldn't give me the plan. So that was already like a yellow light for this date. Then today, at 4:30, when I was supposed to hear from him about like 3:30, whatever. At 4:30, he lets me know that he's feeling kind of tired. So my rules stood. I mean, I obviously, when he wouldn't give me details about our plans yesterday, in my mind, I kind of basically canceled the date. As you can see, I have not washed my hair. I have not done anything. And then, yeah, by the time it became like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, if you hear from them, it's just like, I haven't heard from you. So I assumed that the plans had changed. I'm free another day if you'd like to still go out with this guy. If a guy that you really like or you think has some decent potential pulls this with you, what you also can do is say, I hadn't heard from you, so I assumed that the plan had changed. I am free and offer 2 days within the next week that you're free. I'm free Thursday and Saturday next week if you'd still like to hang out. If he's still interested and if he's actually interested and serious about taking you out, he will get in for one of those days and then he will learn. And early in the morning, he'll text you, hey, looking forward to seeing you later. Hope you're having a great day. Blah, blah, blah. I've done this before. Yeah, I've done this before. Oh, I hadn't heard from you, so I made other plans, but I'm free this day and this day if that works for you. Because basically, we don't want to be dating guys who don't respect our time. We don't want to be dating guys who don't have control over their time. I invoked the tip. He was the guy who I told, hey, I hadn't heard from you. I made other plans, so if you'd like to go out Thursday, I'm available. And he was like, yeah, I'd love to go out Thursday. And then on Thursday morning, he was like, hey, how's your day? I'll see you later. Perfect. On that date, I met my abusive ex. On that date, I was doing so good. I was being so good. I was following the advice, guys. I was doing the advice. Well, I met this guy, and I needed to obviously go through this experience, so I don't consider it 4 years of my life wasted. I really don't. It's fine. I'm actually grateful for it now. But there was a pretty good chance I was not going to get out of that situation okay. I almost married him. I could have ended up pregnant. That damn near gave me goosebumps. Maybe it did. I meet, my bad boy ex on this date, and of course I like him way better than the guy I'm on the date with. Like, I could smell this guy coming. Oh, he was like my kryptonite. My ex was like my video game boss from God to see if I was going to heal or if I was going to continue the same codependent toxic cycles for the rest of my life. And I beat God. I passed the test. Guys, because I'm free. But anyways, I met this guy, bad boy, blah, blah, blah. He gave me his number. I called him that night. He asked me out for the next day. The next day, do I hear from him? No. I do the number one stupid bitch thing. And at like 4:30, I was dying that I didn't hear from him. Like, what the hell? We talked for hours. We had like such good connection, and then I just don't hear from him. Spoiler alert, very much married with a secret family. I didn't find that out until we were deep into our relationship, and then he divorced her. Men can be so interesting. I mean that in a loving way. I messaged him at 4:45 being like,
Hey, are we still on? Are we going out for tonight?
and of course, for our whole relationship, he'd be like, I was going to hit you up. Bitch, when? Who knows what he was or wasn't going to do? He was on meth, so I didn't know that either. So anyway, guys, I am giving you a cautionary tale of what can happen when you ignore my tips, okay? I wasted years of my life. He, degraded me to a point where I needed so much mental help. I needed so much therapy. I had to contract 4 separate professionals to dig my way out of this. I had to do ayahuasca, and you have to wear a diaper for that. So do as I say, because I've learned, and I'm trying to teach you. And the times that I have gone against this rule, oh my God, I wound up cooking my own birthday dinner one night in New York City with this guy. Trust me, guys. I'm not just making this up. These are real tips you can take to the bank. All right, I just wanted to tell you my cautionary tales. Thank you guys for watching this whole video. You're a real one. And good for you, because this is how you need to operate. We're all adults. So if you want to see a girl, you kind of have to reach out and do some actual work. The same way girls, we put a lot of effort into getting ready for a date. And I mean, today, This guy said we were hanging out after his party at 3 o'clock. Could you imagine if I had washed my hair and gotten ready and then gotten a text at 4:30 that he's tired? I would have been so mad at myself because I would have played myself. So let's go over the tip of the day. If you have a date and there's no communication by lunchtime, what are you doing? You're doing absolutely nothing because you've decided what the deal is with the plans, right? So you have a date, but you have no communication. So you're wondering what's the deal? So you're going to determine the deal. And the deal is that you're off because you had no communication. And you can let them know another time you're free, or you can totally write them off like I'm doing with this guy from today. Oh my God, as I'm editing this, I just realized, yeah, I didn't text him back. And that kind of plays into a conversation about being the cool girl and trying to be cool. Manifestel calls them pick-me-shas. It's like pick-me behavior. I've been there. I've been that girl, obviously. You saw what I said about my birthday dinner. What an idiot. Anyway, guys, subscribe to the channel because one of my next videos, we're going to talk about the cool girl and trying to be the cool girl and wanting to seem cool. Like, I could have texted this guy back like, oh, all good, or, oh, yeah. It's not all good, bitch. We had a date. You flaked out on it. It's disrespectful. It's gross. And I'm over it. So why are you trying to like be cool or like try to have him think that you're like chill? No, I didn't text back. Anyway, guys, that's my Taylor Television tip of the day. Don't wait around for some guy who's not communicating with you about a date. Doesn't matter how hot he is, doesn't matter how rich he is, doesn't matter how much you like him. When you settle for less than what you deserve, you always get less than what you settled for, right? And so you're not getting ready for any dates to go out with a guy who can't even be bothered to send a text message. That's another thing. I'll give you a bonus tip. No one's a bad texter. We all have our phones on us all the time. No one's a bad texter. They just don't really text back people they don't care about. And I'll admit that even for myself. So I won't even tell people, oh, sorry, I'm a bad texter. It's just like, if you don't text someone back, we know what the deal is. You don't care. Yeah, that's my tip, and I'm sticking to it. Subscribe for more tips. I'm going to do them a lot. I'm going to do tips about everything. I've got tips about making the bed. I've got tips, literally got tips for everything. So make sure to subscribe and watch my life turn from a normal life to an amazing life. And you can see what I did to get there because I'm going to document every single part of it. Later. Haters.